Congratulations, you guys.
Check, check. Check.
We are moving in wider circles. We are opening our circles. We are moving in wider circles. We are opening our circles. We are moving in wider circles. We are opening our circle. We are moving in wider circles. We are opening our circle. Oh, be our compass. I'll be your lighthouse. Speak your words with triumph, and I will watch your mouth. I'll march with you, my sister, to your place of fearing. We'll dive into those waters, swim into the clearing. We'll always keep our heads up. We'll always sing along. We'll walk the path of kindness, know where we belong. I'll march with you, my brother, to the mountain top. We'll hold back the dynamite, make the rumble stop, make the rumble stop.
Welcome to our beloved sanctuary, as well as our digital sanctuary on Zoom. My name is Ruth Kahn, and it's a joy to be with you on this gorgeous June day. I've been with the Theodore Parker Church since 2016 and am actively on the Music and Worship Committee. Many thanks to Meredith St. John, who is our camera point person today, and to Jennifer Bottomley, who is our Zoom usher. Those of you who are here in person, we ask that you keep your mask on at all times while indoors, though worship leaders may take off their masks at the mic when distanced from others, depending on their own comfort level. This morning's service is led and in celebration of some of this congregation's youth, honoring their completion of the Coming of Age program this year. Coming of Age is a rite of passage for Unitarian Universalist youth, which asks them to look internally, explore and articulate their own belief and values, as well as their relationship to this faith tradition. You'll be hearing some members of the Coming of Age group, which includes Will Balerna, H.D. Davis, Isaac Stein, and Natalie Ware from Theodore Parker Church, and Alden McNulty, who has been joining us all year from Arlington Street Church. A special welcome to any of the youth's families and friends who are joining us this morning. As we begin our service today, we acknowledge that our church was built on the ancestral unceded land of the Massachusetts people. We acknowledge the devastating legacy of settler colonialism and the continuing harm done to Indigenous groups in our community and beyond. May our commitment to justice, equity, and compassion call us to take meaningful restorative action to honor and protect the land and all her people. We come together to recognize and celebrate the gift of life for ourselves and for all the creatures with whom we share this planet. For the miracle of every breath, we wonder within our joys and compassion in our sorrows. At the close of today's service, we'll have a time of sharing the joy. Okay.
We will not have
be doing that.
this week.
We will not.
We will have coffee hour though.
No, we will, but we will be getting together in the parish hall after the service is over, and we invite you all to join us. We invite all of you to bring your perspectives, your beliefs and doubts, and all that is unique and wondrous about you to our service. In the spirit of love, all are welcome here. If you're new to Theodore Parker Church or are visiting today, we'd love to stay in touch. You're invited to fill out a connection card, which will give you an opportunity to sign up for our weekly updates and help us welcome you. A link to the connection card will be in the chat, as well as our contact information. Those joining us here in the sanctuary are encouraged to fill in the contact card you'll find in your pews within the bright yellow pamphlet. We'd like to offer a moment for those joining us remotely to greet those who are joining us in person. So AV folks, could you please put our sanctuary screen in gallery view so we can see our off-site congregation? Folks joining us on Zoom, we can see you in the sanctuary now, so give us a wave if you like. And folks in the sanctuary, the camera is actually behind you, just below the clock. Folks in the sanctuary, let's give a big wave and a hello to the folks joining us remotely. Wonderful. You can have a seat, and AV folks, would you put the sanctuary back on speaker view, please? We hope that each of you will find some comfort to carry with you over the week and some challenge for your thoughts. As always, we wish for each of you health, well-being, and a sense of peace. As our pianist Yukiko Takagi brings us into worship with Invention and Saltaire melody by Howard Skempton, we bid you welcome.
Thank you, Yukiko. Good morning. I'm so glad to be with you all this morning. My name is Rose Gallogly. I'm your coordinator of religious exploration, and I've had the honor of working with this group of young people all year as we've traversed the Coming of Age program. You'll be hearing more from each of them throughout the service this morning. Some will be sharing credos that they've written, which are statements of faith or belief, and some will be sharing readings or poems. At the end of our service, all of the youth will be honored for completing this important work together. Now I'd like to specifically welcome the youth as we enter into worship together. We are here today to recognize the completion of your coming of age. We are here today to recognize the completion of this program of study, to honor you with a coming of age ceremony, to celebrate with you all you have come to know this year through this year of questioning and investigating. Some of you were brought to a Unitarian Universalist church in your earliest years to be dedicated and named. At that ceremony, this congregation or others celebrated the miracle of your new life. Your parents affirmed their sacred responsibility to you. We rejoiced in the promise and hope of every child, and the congregation pledged to promote your welfare and the welfare of all our children to the end that they might grow in beauty, truth, and love. To that ceremony, this morning we add this rite of passage. We set apart these moments to recognize the important changes in you and to celebrate a new stage of your life, one with diverse meanings. The process of coming of age is not one that is ever fully complete. The growth and changes of this stage of your life, of this phase of your endless becoming, will not end after today's service. But still, this is a marking point. Today, this congregation of love and care is gathered to honor you, to celebrate who you are becoming. Welcome all. Please join us in Rise in Body and Spirit for our opening hymn, number 348, Guide My Feet. The lyrics will be on the screen up here.
While I run this race, guide my feet. While I run this race, guide my feet. While I run this race, for I don't want to run this race in vain. Hold my hand while I run this race. Hold my hand while I run this race. Hold my hand while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Stand by me while I run this race. Stand by me while I run this race. Stand by me while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Search my heart while I run this race. Search my heart while I run this race. Search my heart while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain.
Thank you all. You may be seated. I'm going to invite up Isaac Stein to read our chalice lighting words. Our words this morning are different from the ones that we usually share in this worship service together, but they're the words that this coming of age class has used every time that we've gathered this year to light our chalice. Invite up Isaac for our chalice lighting reading, and Alden will be lighting the chalice in the back. Isaac. to that mic, Isaac.
All right. We light this chalice as a symbol of our commitment to the values of Unitarian Universalism. May its light be a beacon of hope to us and all who seek freedom, truth, and meaning in life.
Thank you, Isaac. Now I'm going to invite up Will and HD for our first reading. This is a reading by Penny Hackard Evans.
Each of us brings a separate truth here.
We bring the truth of our own life, our own story.
We don't come as empty vessels, but as full people, each with our own story and our own truth.
We seek to add to our truths and add to our stories. This room is rich with truth, rich with experience.
All manner of people are here, needy, joyful, frightened, anxious, and bored.
We all bring our truths here.
May we all recognize the truth and the story in others' lives than our own. May we hear and honor the truths that we all bring as we gather together.
Together we have truths.
Together we have a story.
Together we are community.
Thank you. I'll invite Michael to lead us in our centering hymn, number 123, Spirit of Life. The lyrics will be up on your screen, and you're invited, again, to rise in body and spirit.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Let's sing it one more time. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Brew in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Thank you. You may be seated. I'll now invite up Natalie Ware to share her credo statement with us.
I perceive a single life as a whirling and swiveling strand, a unique line continuously twisting and turning as it travels through its own distinct journey of living. I believe that we are all in this world together, each of us our own thread, living and connecting with each other side by side. Each and every line is unique and different with its own distinct curves and twists. An array of these strands hold a diverse collection of colors, materials, widths, and sizes as they explore their own pathway in which they pave. Some lines choose to make many curves and be more versatile than others, while some tend to stick to the same straight path. As they twist and turn and swivel around, the threads grow longer, each at their own pace, each in their own direction. Every strand must eventually come to an end, a demise, though the influence of the thread's existence continues to contribute in forming the paths of other strands. Some lines are shorter or longer in length than others. The way which each curve and whirl is formed in each line varies greatly. While sometimes each thread chooses the twists and turns it makes, other times these turns can be forced on by the events and incidents in the strand's life. A thread's interaction with others makes a large impact on the swivels and curves that it makes. Multiple lines can consensually link or collaborate together by joining and twisting together. Even after they have grown apart and continue to expand, the connection is still there. That part of their thread is still entangled in it. The more of these ties a strand has, the more that its life has infected that of other strands. A thread can also force a non-consensual link onto another by curving towards it and causing it to make unwanted and unnecessary twists and turns that will continue to impact it forever. Sometimes a line can be cut short due to other lines invading it. As you can see, I perceive a single life as a whirling and swiveling strand.
Thank you so much, Natalie. I love the imagery in that, the whirling and slivering strand, connecting, twisting, taking unusual turns. It's a beautiful way to think about life. Thank you. Now I invite you into a time of meditation and prayer. First in words, then in shared silence, then in music. To begin our prayer, I offer these words adapted from Dana E. Rohrstrop. In the name of all that is good and holy, the spirit of life and love which dwells within us and among and beyond us. To those marking their coming of age today, and to all those journeying alongside them, entering your own new phase of becoming, I offer this blessing. May your journey know joy and contentment and satisfaction. May it also know pain and disappointment in just enough measure to grow within you good character and compassion. May both character and compassion guide your lives. May you never feel alone. May you always feel love around you from family and friends, from this community, and from all that is holy beyond us. May you always offer your love to the world. May you walk your path through the light and the darkness with hope and faith and grace. Amen, and blessed be. We share now in a time of quiet, followed by musical meditation.
Generosity is a spiritual practice in our Unitarian Universalist congregations. We give to remind ourselves of how many gifts we have to offer. We give to remember that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. We give because we believe in music and sacred space. We give with the faith that together we have enough. Links to donate will be in the chat, or you can take a meditative moment writing out a check and sending it to the church after the service. Ushers will be coming around the sanctuary to collect an offering from those in the pews who wish to donate something more tangible. As Yukiko shares Trace and Air by Skempton, an offering to sustain this congregation of memory and hope will be gratefully received. Thank you.
Thank you, Yukiko. Now I'll invite up Alden McNulty to share her credo with us.
Albert Einstein once said, "There are two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle." Now, I could spend hours talking about the meaning of this quote, but what I'm going to talk about specifically is my interpretation of this quote, and I'm going to give examples of miracles that show why I believe this. First, I want you to look around you at anything. I want to say that that is a miracle. It's a miracle that it's the way that it is. Out of many possibilities, it's that specific color and that specific texture. Maybe you like that color. You can now appreciate the miracle that it is the color it is, and that you even like that color. An example in my life of the miracle of something being the way it is out of many possibilities is my passion. This passion is my passion for science, specifically astrophysics, which concerns space and how it works. It's a miracle that out of all the sciences, all the subjects, all the jobs I could have wanted to do, I decided I wanted to do astrophysics. It's a miracle that my mom found a documentary named Cosmos, which teaches about astrophysics. Thought I would like it, showed it to me, and I decided to watch it. It's a miracle that started something much bigger. It sparked a curiosity in me that could not be put out. I followed that curiosity wherever it took me. From learning about the inside of a black hole to the anatomy of an atom you would find in a table. I was eager to learn about everything, and I learned everything I could about astrophysics. And I still am learning. Because of that, here I am now. I know how black holes work, or what supernovas are, the different types of stars, and what it means if a galaxy is, quote, blue shifted, which that is a miracle. Another miracle is that the atoms in the table I previously mentioned, or anything, are arranged the way they are, that those atoms are even there. I mean, just think about it. There are millions of atoms in everything you touch, and they're all arranged in a certain ways to make, for example, an element. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that a miracle? Now, I want to go on to the miracle of life, specifically how we humans became alive and so advanced. How atoms form molecules and molecules come together to form compounds is a miracle. It's a miracle that compounds became beings that can reproduce themselves, and that they became advanced enough to be conscious and aware of themselves. It's a miracle that they became curious enough to look up and wonder what those spots of light in the night sky are, or to be curious about things like light, or to be curious about anything. That all of this came from just a couple atoms. It's also a miracle that we care about the nature of reality and are curious about it. This brings me to another miracle. This is a miracle in my life, and it's that I've had the privilege to be able to explore what I believe without any limitations. I am very grateful for the Unitarian Universalist community and my family, and that they've provided me with the resources to do that. I'm still not quite sure what maybe the nature of reality is, or what I believe happens after we die, but I've been able to find things I value and certain things I believe in, and I am forever grateful for that. These were some examples of why I believe that everything is a miracle. I hope that you can take something away from this and be more grateful for things in your life. Thank you for listening to me talk about this today.
Thank you so much, Alden. Everything is a miracle. It'll stick with me. And thank you to Alden, and thank you to Natalie for sharing your credo. Thank you to Will, HD, Isaac for lending us your voices this morning. I'm so very grateful to be here with you. In a moment, we're going to begin our coming of age ceremony, marking this moment of transition and becoming for this group of young people. But first, I want to speak a bit about what it's like to have been on this journey with them this year. We have all experienced huge losses in the past few years. Some of us in this group have experienced the loss of family members and other loved ones. All of us have experienced the loss of normality, security, the loss of the familiar shape that this community, this religious education community of children, youth, and their parents of this congregation used to take. Church, as this group has always known it, with the familiar routine of RE classes during the service and coffee hour snacks, simply hasn't existed for years now. And still, in the midst of that uncertainty and the strangeness of this world, you all, this group of youth, still agreed to gather with me every other week on Sunday afternoons for the past 7 months, and to talk about big, lofty things like our ideas about life and what we value the most. You all made the time to meet with your mentors and connect in whatever way you could. You journeyed downtown with me to learn about UU history and to ask some hard and important questions of our tour guides. And all of you, whether you chose to share them in this service or not, have been writing these credo statements about what you value most, about what you believe, and putting that hard work into articulating how you see the world. Anytime, and especially in the scheme of a year like this one, I think that's pretty remarkable. To the 5 of you, I want to make sure that you know that this time together has mattered to me. And I'm really grateful to you for showing up for it. There's so much more we could have covered in our class if we had had more time. I'm still thinking about more interesting lesson plans that we didn't get to, and some more field trips that I'd love to take you on in future years. But thinking back to all that we did cover and work through together, including the everyday hard work of learning to be together and engage together well, I'm really proud of what we accomplished. So with that, I'd like to invite up the parents of this group of youth to join us on the chancel. We'll be sharing a responsive reading as our coming of age ceremony. And for all of you in the pews and at home on Zoom, there will be a part in this reading for you to join into, and the words will be up on the screen for that. parents will gather around this mic right here, and the youth, can you gather around the mic at the chancel, please? Youth to chancel. I know it's a little bit crowded up here, but I think we can make it. Everyone in position? Okay, parents, you're up first. The words are up on this.
Until now, our job with you has been to fill the unfixable, to guide, to mold, to expose you to beauty and to the wonder of the world.
Our job with you has been to bring you our broken bones, tears from laughter, half-dead flowers, silent fears, and amazing stories, both true and fiction.
Our job with you has been to give you unconditional love, time to reflect, places to remember, shelter, and safety.
Our job with you has been to stretch your patience, your boundaries, and your willingness to accept our inevitable growth into now.
It's been an incredible journey,
And now our jobs are changing. We will acknowledge this and accept that.
our role with you will become more passive, but no less loving.
Our role with you will be to live out what you have sown, growing into new beings through our own experiences.
We ask you.
Our recommitment to each other and to you.
Your help is all of you gathered here. Please join me in this congregational response. We, the members of Theodore Parker Church, welcome your presence among us. Your fresh vision and inspiring energy, we welcome you. For your questions and your challenges, we welcome you. May you continue to grow. May we all continue to grow in mind and body and spirit. Our hearts always open another. We give you our blessing. Parents can be seated, but youth, please stay standing. I have some gifts for you all.
Oh, right. We get gifts now. Oh, good dog.
To each of you, we have a new home chalice, mini chalice for your own use, and a journal of self-exploration. I'll start where you are. The first card on my list was Natalie. Congratulations, Natalie. Thank you. Alden, here you go. Thank you. HD, here are your gifts. Thank you. Isaac, here are your gifts. Thank you, Isaac. And last but not least, Will, here are your gifts. Thank you so much. Another round of applause for our youth. Wonderful. Thank you all. I now invite you to join us in our closing hymn, number 346. Come sing a song with me. Or, oh, okay. This is an addition to the service.
Yep, this is for Rose.
from all the families for all your hard work. We appreciate you so much.
I'm very grateful for you all. Okay, with that, our closing hymn, Come Sing a Song With Me. Words will be up on your screen.
Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love, rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love, rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love, rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love, a rose in the winter time.
Wonderful, thank you. You may be seated. Now we enter the sacred ritual of announcements. We have a few invitations for you all directly after the service. I think right here in the sanctuary, there's going to be a budget information session in preparation for our annual meeting next week. And our annual meeting is next week after the service. I believe that will be in the parish hall, although I'm not, don't quote me on that. And that's all for announcements. Oh, John has another announcement. Would you like to come up? Okay, please do. This mic, you can come to any mic. Sure. Open announcements.
Yes, the annual meeting will be both in person and on Zoom. So therefore, the in-person people will be here and people will be also on Zoom. And we'll organize that whatever votes need to be taken, there'll be a plan to organize the votes for the people on Zoom. And here it will be just counting, of course. So it's not going to be in the parish hall, it will be both. It will be a hybrid.
Thank you. Thank you for that correction. Great, thank you.
And this went on the e-news. If anybody's interested in learning how to do UU the vote, after the budget presentation will be in the parish hall, the smaller room, showing people how to do UU the vote.
Wonderful. Wonderful, thank you. We will also have writing letters. Right, okay, so it's a UU the vote letter writing opportunity in the parlor room in the parish hall. Wonderful. And we also will have coffee hour in the parish hall afterwards, right through this door here, through the breezeway, and breakout rooms for folks online. That our closing words are written by an anonymous UU youth. We are never complete. We are never finished. We are always yet to be. May we always allow others to be and help and enable each other to grow towards all that we are capable of becoming. Amen.
Don't talk to me.